Welcome to the Cardinal Sports Complex for CTN's live coverage of boys high school soccer. It's the season opener for the Cardinals as they host non-conference opponent Forest Lake. Joe Young, Howie Shapiro up above the action. And Howie, our first event of the fall.
Always exciting to get the fall season started. The boys soccer squad getting their season started as well. This Forest Lake team, Joe, by the way, Thursday night played Blaine, beat them 3-1. So this is a one-win team from last year. Nice way to start their season.
And the Cardinals, hoping to keep them from getting on a streak, would like to start with a win of their own. Coach Mark Paco Marzalek has a solid core and a lot of talent on the field. It should be interesting to watch throughout the season. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for the two squads.
The Rangers are coached by Joe Thomas.
And there they are. Nicholas Larson and Jordan Oberholzer up front with Victor Rizzo for the Rangers. The midfielders are Ethan Niles, Shannon Levitt, Steven Jorgensen, and Carter Teasfeld. The defenders, Jonathan Vu, Jacob Dokniak, and Spencer Beecher. Gunnar Lynn, the starting keeper for the Rangers. For Coon Rapids, Sidney Achi and Gael Tambwe are up front. The midfielders are Begich, Liram, Lynch, Tkach, and Haida. And the defenders, Wicklin, Ornelius, and Tejan Simmons-Mensa. Andrew LePage is the starting keeper for the Cardinals. And Howie LePage, as a junior last year, got a little bit of time when their starting keeper, Volker, went down. He's looking forward to having it be his season this year.
Yeah, he is definitely the man in net for Coon Rapids. Really, this is a very young and inexperienced squad. Lost a lot of seniors from a year ago, but as you touched on, very talented, a lot of team speed, and that's what they're going to hope to work on this season. So they're going to have to out-hustle teams and beat them with their team speed.
Well, can they do so against the Forest Lake Rangers? We'll find out in just a few minutes. Opening kickoff coming up next on CTN.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Your son wants to get a cat, but you're allergic. Do you A, prepare yourself, B, make the best of it,
C squared equals
25.
Good job.
or C, find a loophole? When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
This is my kingdom come. This is my kingdom come.
Hi, I'm Ryan Nagasu, 2010 Olympian and bronze medal winner of the 2014 U.S. Championships. I knew I loved skating at the age of 5, and now it's become my life passion. Find your skating passion at the Coon Rapids Ice Center. Classes are available all year round. It could be the place where your skating dreams come true. See you on ice.
Gray and overcast, but the rain has stopped, at least for now. We'll see if we get wet as this one progresses. Cardinals looking to start strong against these Forest Lake Rangers.
Yeah, no question about it. We were talking with Coach Paco, and he said we really want the rain to hold off. And we talked about team speed, and on a wet field, he takes a little bit of that away from you. So their field is definitely going to be a little wet, but the less rain, the better for the Cardinals.
There's a look at head coach Mark Paco Marzalek. And pretty excited about this year's edition of the Cardinal program.
No question. You know, he said really the level of play is they take a look at head coach Joe Thomas, also coming off that 3-1 win over Blaine. Pretty excited about the way his team has started, and they've done that without their 2 senior captains, both of who will not be playing again here this afternoon. So that's pretty impressive to beat a team like Blaine, who's always perennially strong in boys soccer.
Gael Tomwin waits to get this one started. Looks like we're about ready for the whistle. They're waving to the scorekeeper. Got the thumbs up. Check the time, whistle blows, and here we are, the 2017 boys soccer season underway. Cardinals' first opportunity to possess. Tkach plays it back to Lynch. Pass ahead on the right side to Begich, cuts back, avoids a couple of defenders into the middle looking for Tomwin. He's double teamed on the backside. Achi battling through a tight mark as well. Finally getting hold of it for Forest Lake is Niles and getting things turned around back toward midfield now. Nicholas Larson has to come back to it. Koch nearly broke things up for the Cardinals. Quick touch there by Levitt. He had it bumped away by Lynch. Gets it back. Levitt stopped up by Lynch again. And now with an opportunity to push it forward is Forest Lake. Stopped up at the backside by Simmons Mensa. And the Cardinals will work it around near side. And Wicklund trying to get it ahead for Begich. That was broken up. Begich able to come back and steal it away from Oberholzer. Getting it to Gael. Gael bumped off it, and they chase along with Dokniak. Cardinals a big high cross. One header, and Tomwin trying to get to it on the backside. Had a touch, but Forest Lake able to push it further away from danger. Nice stop there by Alex Lynch to keep the Cardinals in possession in the offensive end. Turning around is Liren and getting it back toward the middle. Stopped up there by Beecher for Forest Lake and played back near midfield where it's headed along by Nick Larson. Stopped up on the back end by Jared Haida and turned upfield where Tomwin will play it back near side for Begich. Begich stops it up one-on-one along the near side by Vu. Gets by him, left-footed shot right on, knocked down, and then taken hold of by the goalkeeper, Gunnar Lynn.
Well, the Cardinals look to establish a little pressure down in the Forest Lake end, and they've done so here early on. And there you see the shot on goal, a little bit of a bobble, but easy enough where goaltender able to recover it.
Again, Coon Rapids able to stop up Forest Lake's progression as they got near midfield, get things turned around, and now draw the first penalty of the game. Little equipment adjustment as it looks like Gael Tomwin tightening up the cleats.
That's the second time I've seen him do that, so just making sure that those laces are tight,
Lynch
nice and
serves
tight.
it toward the near post on a hop. It's taken by Lynn.
So far early on, Forest Lake yet to establish any presence down in the Cardinal end, but it's early.
A little too much on the punt by Lynn. He was looking to set Larson up along the far sideline in Coon Rapids territory, but it bounces once and out of play, and a throw in for the Cardinals.
Yeah, we talked with Coach Paco, and certainly that he was excited for this contest coming in. He said this is going to be a good season. He's got a lot of optimism.
Haida plays it back near side for Wicklund for Coon Rapids, trying to move it ahead. That one was knocked away by Oberholzer, but Begich able to come back and get the ball back momentarily, at least, for the Cardinals. Moving ahead is Tiesfeld. His pass broken up, and Simmons Mensa will play it over the head of Tomwin, who then overran the ball, but able to come back to it as he made Dokniak slip and fall. And a little bit of a hold there will give the Cardinals another kick.
You see the action again, just keeping that ball down in the Forest Lake end to start this soccer match.
Alex Lynch served near side, looking for a redirection last time. This time. He will go toward the back end. Tomlin just barely missed on the header attempt. It trickles out the end line, and it will turn out to be a goal kick for Forest Lake.
You know, Gael's such a good player, and they want to set him up as much, give him as many opportunities inside as they possibly can.
Begich nearly had an opportunity on the backside as well, but not quite able to get to it in time. Ethan Niles takes care of the goal kick. It's stopped up by Begich, and Cardinals right back into control. Good job getting around one man. A set up, a shot, and a goal for Sidney Achi.
Just a nice job setting that goal up, and Sidney with plenty of room to shoot. And we've been seeing the pressure and the persistence down in the Ranger end, allowing Coon Rapids to get on the board first, and Sidney Achi scores that first goal. And you see it again, just nice look, and then to the far corner of the goal, he's going to find Pater.
And just a great setup by Begich. Begich did a lot to draw the attention. A perfect pass, and Achi had plenty of room there, and really no chance for Lynn on the shot. Cardinals strike early, a little less than 5 minutes into the contest, and they've spent most of that 5 minutes deep in the Forest Lake end with solid possession. Rangers an opportunity off the kick here. Levitt trying to move it back ahead. Played back again by Teesfield. Levitt on the near side to Oberholzer. Has it taken away by Lynch, who's tripped up just after he got it to Begich, trying to get it into the middle for Tomwin. Stopped up by Forest Lake, and now turned near side by Vu. Has it taken away by Achi, trying to get it into the middle for Gael, but broken up again, and Forest Lake works it up the near side. That's broken up by Wilchin. Wicklin. Simmons Mensa ahead for Begich along the near sideline as he was bumped by Vu. It's knocked free by Oberholzer. Simmons Mensa to Haida, a little bit out of his reach. He's able to recover, though. Good pressure here by Forest Lake on that back line of defense. And first time really getting the ball deeper into the Cardinal end.
Yeah, we've seen Coon Rapids do such a good job of controlling it down
touches
offensively.
Inside. Oberholzer an opportunity, but the shot blocked away by Lynch, and now will trickle out the end line and be a goal kick for the Cardinals.
That was a nice play by Alex Lynch, because not allowing him to get a good look at the goal and getting his foot in there to knock that shot away.
Goal kick by LePage, stopped up by the header of Shannon Levitt. Back and forth possession goes. Liram poking it across the midline for the Cardinals, but right back across comes Forest Lake. Tomwin had a touch there for a second. To Koch battling for the 50-50, and now Tomwin. Long pass ahead, trying to get Begich around the corner. Gets around one man. Great little move. Another one. Left-footed shot and a diving save by Lynn.
Oh, so pretty. He controlled the ball with his body so well. Able to create a little space for him. Probably didn't get the shot, the amount he wanted on that ball, but look at that. Use the header. Nice move with his feet, and then a good move to get some open look, but relatively easy save for Lynn. Like the effort.
Koch will play this one back.
I'm going to retire.
And now Haida pressured a little there by Larson. Moves it ahead. Liram troubled and has it taken away by Dokniak. Dokniak knocked down from behind. That'll be the first penalty against the Cardinals. A free kick from Forest Lake from just their side of midfield.
Well, Forest Lake looking to build some sort of momentum, now trailing 1-0 relatively early in this first half.
Free kick Rangers.
Stopped up there by Jeremy Ornelius. He's not able to keep it in, but able to stop the progression of the Rangers down that right sideline. Throw in from a dangerous spot here for Forest Lake. Spencer Beecher will handle it from the far side. First one there for it was Ornelius to break it up. Achi leaves it there for Lynch. Lynch ahead for Begich, long run. And Forest Lake over to play it. And a little back and forth, and they make the right call. That did go out off of Forest Lake. And the quick throw in to Tkach. Trying to get it ahead for Achi. Turned around by the Rangers. Pass a little bit too far for Oberholzer. Stopped up by the Cardinals. Back it comes for Jorgensen. Over the head for Larson, far side. Good speed by Rizzo to get around the corner, and he stopped up there by Ornelius. Rizzo will play it back now for Dokniak. Dokniak looking to the middle. Bounces hard away from the left foot of Levitt. And Levitt battles there and comes up on the losing end of this little scuffle along with Jared Haida. And it's going to spin out the sideline, and the Cardinals will have possession on the throw-in.
If you're Coach Paco, you have to love the fact and the way that the Cardinals have controlled the action early on. You know, you just don't know until you get live action like this how they're going to play. They've had the ability to come out here and control in their opener at home.
Good possession so far, and great pressure. The further upfield Forest Lake has been able to control the ball. The Cardinals marking very tightly and really not giving them many looks at all at their net. A stop up here by Begich. Runs through one defender, now taken away by Vu, who clears it back near midfield for Oberholzer. Oberholzer being tracked down from behind by Lynch. Will slow down, wait for some help. Looks to his left. Now his pass broken up by Wicklund. And the Cardinals back in control to Koch. Hard pass left side for Gael Tomwin. Stops up, can't get around Dokniak, who comes away clean with the soccer ball for Forest Lake. Ahead too far for Larson. It'll spin out of bounds. Another throw in for the Cardinals. Just over 10 minutes into this first period. Coon Rapids on top, 1-0.
You know, Forest Lake is, we talked about they beat Blaine, but the Cardinals beat them last year. We mentioned they were just a one-win team. He says his squad has a lot more confidence and a lot more chemistry on the field than they did last year, and he's looking for bigger things from the squad.
Simmons Mensa maybe a little bit more than he wanted in that one as it sails over the head of Wicklund and out of bounds near side. It's cool and it's damp, but for the time being, it is not raining.
No.
Haida doing a nice job marking Larson closely, keeping it away from the Rangers forward.
Well, we'll see what Forest Lake can do now in this part of the Cardinals field. And as you mentioned, there really has not had any presence down there. The one shot that they had, a nice defensive play by Alex Lynch, took it away, an opportunity.
Ball bouncing around in dangerous territory for the Cardinals. Jorgensen can't control. An attempt there by Dokniak didn't get through. Stopped up by Liram. And here is Ornelius up the left sideline for the Cardinals. Tomlin stops up. And bumped, and it'll be a free kick for the Cardinals along that sideline. Stain Rogers ready to come in as the first substitution for the Cardinals. A couple of subs ready for Forest Lake on the sideline as well. On one bounce, a lot of maroon jerseys in the middle. Clear attempt wouldn't go. Achi shot attempt blocked away by Shannon Levitt. And it will spin out of bounds.
Now entering the game for the Rangers, number 13, Trevor Smith. number 26.
So Trevor Schmidt, Calder Eric, and Jack Callahan all into the game for Forest Lake.
Well, Coach Thomas said, I have 13 players here tonight. So he's going to get as many opportunities for some of his players, bench players, as possible. He's looking for some sort of a spark here in this game. 26-33 remaining in the first half.
Lynch looking at Begich in the corner. Plays it back out front, and now the whistle will blow on the offside. It was called for by Lynn right away.
Hey, not so far. It's deep. It's deep. Turn and face right now.
Oh, good thought. Good opportunity here again for the Cardinals. He's going to try and get that pass in front of the net. You see the offsides.
Free kick. Oberholzer can't quite hold on to it. Wickland broke it up momentarily. Oberholzer able to regain control and play it back to Vu. He's challenged by Achi, who comes away with the ball. Tried to sneak it to Begich. Begich being mugged, but able to come away with possession. His centering attempt broken up there by Jack Callahan. And Forest Lake running the other way. Simmons, Mensa, nice job bodying off Calder Eric to keep possession and turn it around for the Cardinals. Rogers can't get there before Dokniak, and Dokniak went tumbling. And now a little more contact further down will give Forest Lake an opportunity with a free kick from a relatively dangerous spot in Cardinal territory. As you see the tie-up there between Ornelius and Victor Rizzo.
On that game against Blaine on Thursday night, it ended in a 1-1 tie at the half. But then Forest Lake able to control the action in the second half, scoring a couple of goals.
Beecher just lofts that one in on LePage. Pretty easy save for the Cardinal keeper. He'll wait for his guys to get downfield and then punt it away. Not handled cleanly by Achi, and Forest Lake able to get control. Vu, a little bit of green in front of him. His pass had a little too much on it, but Oberholzer able to recover for the Rangers further upfield. His pass stopped up by Stan Rogers. Tomway gives it right back to him. Rogers racing down the left side, now stops up. Tried to get it back to Tomway, now does. Tomway in the middle of three guys, able to get through all of them. In alone on the net, and I think Lynn got just a piece of that.
He did.
And deflected it hard enough to go wide.
I mean, Coach Paco talks about all the time, you're going to have to double cover that young man, and they did.
That's quadruple coverage, and he still
but look at the
gets
speed
in behind, and I'm not sure if Lynn got a piece of it or if he just shot this one just wide.
I think he might have gotten a piece of it as he was sliding through and maybe a little bit off his glove. Nonetheless, that was a nice play.
Give him a save.
Yeah. So, well, the officials don't feel he got a piece of it.
No, obviously, because then it would have been a corner kick.
Yep, exactly. But what do we know?
Not a lot.
That's
really.
true. Exactly.
If you want honesty.
That was an obvious question. What do we know? Not much. But we have fun.
Throw in by Schmidt, stopped up by the Cardinals. Schmidt will get it right back in front of Stan Rogers. Gets it to Oberholzer in the middle. He's tracked by Lynch. Now to Koch taking over on Oberholzer. His pass a little too far for Schmidt. Schmidt able to slide tackle. A decent shot. Probably the best shot. Definitely the best shot on goal to this point for Forest Lake. And LePage makes the save look pretty easy. Beecher knocks it down near midfield. Taken back by Tkach. Achi can't control. Back to help out is Tiesfeld to Vu. Vu will play it up the middle. Nobody there for Forest Lake. And scooped up easily by LePage in front of the charging Calder Eric. Begich trying to move it ahead. Didn't have the angle he wanted on it. And turned around by Beecher. Stopped up by Wickland. Lynch gets it back to him. Wickland's pass is broken up. Continues to battle along the near side with Victor Rizzo, and it's played back for Callahan. Moves it along to the far side. Oberholzer controls, trying to bump it ahead for Schmidt, and now Schmidt into the corner, trying to create a race, and it's won by the Cardinal keeper, Andrew LePage.
Yeah, LePage just being aggressive in net, making sure he beat the Ranger to the ball and coming out there quickly.
Vu stops it up near midfield. High ball. Haida can't get a header on it. He's challenged there by Eric, and his shot deflected off of Haida out of bounds. So a corner kick coming up for Forest Lake. First corner kick for either squad thus far. Forest Lake has definitely done a better job in the last 8 or 10 minutes to keep the Cardinals, or get some more time in the Cardinals' end at least.
And this is a great opportunity for Forest Lake to see if they can even the score up, even though.
They just bumped it into Oberholzer, trying to build something, broken up by Simmons-Mensah. That went off of the hand of Stain Rogers, and a great handball kick position for Forest Lake. Certainly no intent on the part of Rogers, but it bounced up and clearly caught his hand. It's the right call, and an opportunity here. It looks like Ethan Niles will line up behind the ball. Served in a little too deep. LePage didn't handle it cleanly, but able to get back in control of it. This one will head out of bounds off of the thigh of Spencer Beecher. Throw in for Coon Rapids. We're at the midway point of this first half. The Cardinals that early goal by Sidney Achi, a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, that bobble by LePage could have certainly cost the Cardinals. There was a Ranger right there on the ball.
Achi pressuring that back line of Ranger defenders. Cleared away by Vu, turned around by Lynch, and here's Begich trying to get around the corner. Had it taken off his foot by Beecher, who clears it upfield with a left foot. Skips away from Oberholzer, recovered by Eric for Forest Lake. He plays it ahead down the line, and Oberholzer with speed, but Haida able to get there first. Haida's play back to midfield, and all Forest Lake jerseys there, and it was a pretty serious hook by Trevor Schmidt around the thigh of Almir Begich. But a relatively easy ball in on LePage from Jack Callahan as he fell along the near sideline. To Koch, moves it ahead. Rogers settles, has a little bit of time, steps around the defender Dokniak, tried to play it ahead, but a little too eager, too much on it, and scooped up, and now punted away by Gunnar Lind. Lynch, another steal near midfield. Schmidt steals it back, and a little bit of grabbing and pulling, and this whistle's going to blow against the Cardinals.
You see the time left. We're more than halfway through this first half. Cardinals with that 1-0 lead. Early goal by Sidney Achi.
Long boot off the free kick. Knocked down with a header by Simmons-Mensah. Long shot in. Pretty easy save made by LePage. First 10 minutes was pretty much all Coon Rapids. Last 10 minutes has been mostly Forest Lake. Play this one back to their keeper, and Lynn will send it out just on the Coon Rapids side of midfield.
Throw in Cardinals.
Cardinals looking to get some substitutions into the lineup.
Now entering the game for the Cardinals.
Mohamed Janasek, Jackson Negrete, and Ethan Mosher all in.
Negrete. And number 21, Ethan Moser.
Moser, one of the seniors, hoping to have a bigger impact on the squad this year.
Yeah, no question. You know, and I got it. You were at the preview, obviously, for our fall preview coming up, but had a chance to watch it, and the guys are really excited about what this squad has this season. Very optimistic, and you know, everybody is, of course, going to your first game, but they really feel they've got an opportunity to make some noise here in the conference.
Ornelli has passed that one into the middle of the field, and there was nothing but maroon jerseys, so a little miscommunication by the Cardinals, but again, played in on their keeper, and pretty easy for him to take control and get it turned back at least near midfield. Oberholzer trying to get through a couple of defenders. It's stopped up and turned around by Haida. Settled by Rogers, and Rogers waits for the traffic to clear, now looking for some help. Moved it along, but it's taken off the foot of Negrete and turned back the other way. Oberholzer battling with Haida, gets around the corner. Haida able to slide tackle and get it back, and then he's tripped up, and that will lead to a Coon Rapids free kick.
There you can see the action again, and watch coming around where
just a great recovery.
Yeah, there's the trip
by Haida, and Oberholzer trying to steal it back, and instead stole the ankles away from the Cardinal defender. Teesfeld trying to move it ahead again to Oberholzer. It's stopped up by Haida, and now Achi moved it and played too far back into the corner. Negrete trying to set Achi up on the run, got a little too much on it. We see a lot of that early in the season.
Yep. Timing's off a little bit.
And, you know, the nerves, a little bit extra adrenaline pumping here in game one. Don't have the touch on some of those passes.
I can relate.
Into the middle, an opportunity for Teesfeld, but he was bothered enough by Lynch that he couldn't get off a good shot. Forest Lake plays it back to Vu on the charge. He had it taken away by Negrete, moving it into the middle, tried to get it to Tomwin. And he had it stripped away by Ethan Niles. Those two battle along until it's lost out the sideline, and a throw in for Forest Lake.
You know, the Cardinals had their alumni game, and it was I believe it was Thursday night, a little later than they normally do, and Coach Paco wanted to make sure that it was a little closer to the start of the season. Ended up being a 4-4 tie, but he thought it was really good for his club.
Mohamed Jasanek to take the free kick. Got a lot of it down the sideline, but right back out of bounds to Forest Lake.
A little bit too much.
Rogers trying to pressure and apparently got a little too close. Rangers an opportunity on the free kick to put it back in the Coon Rapids end. They haven't, the Cardinals haven't spent much time down in the Rangers side of the field, well, pretty much since we were talking about it.
Absolutely. Well, they started out controlling this action, as you talked about, and Forest Lake really kind of regrouping after giving up that first goal. Playing a little better offensively and putting the pressure down in the Cardinal end.
Now entering the game for the Rangers, number 10, Nicholas Larson. Number 12, Shannon Levitt.
Larson, Levitt back into the game for the Cardinals, along with Steven Jorgensen. Nellis broke it up. Now moved along by Tomboy. Stopped up on the back line by Beecher. And Mosier a little bit too aggressive.
Contact.
A little bit too aggressive with the shoulder there to the back of Carter Teesfeld. Introduced him to the turf, and that's a pretty easy call to make.
Free kick range.
Teesfeld trying to hold up along the sideline and keep that one in play, and overrun a little bit by Mosier. Niles plays it looking for that far post. LePage got to it first. And again, not able to handle it cleanly, but able to recover. Achi near side. Pass doesn't quite click with Negrete, and another throw in for Forest Lake.
Again, a little bit too much on that.
Good header there by Simmons Mensah. Achi toward the middle of the field, trying to get it to Rogers. That's broken up on the pass by Jorgensen. Jorgensen now gets it ahead to Oberholzer. He's got a little bit of room. Scans the defense. Now a double team comes, working against Haida and Ornelas. Poked away by Haida, but Oberholzer able to get back in control. Now Lynch clears it toward the sideline. Rogers able to keep it in. Turned around again by Jorgensen. That one knocked away out of bounds, but it went off of Forest Lake. And good pressure by Jared Haida on that pass. Under 10 minutes remaining here in the first period. Still a 1-0 lead for the Cardinals. Sidney Achi, the first goal of the season for the Cardinals. Back in the 5th minute of play. I guess it was actually called a penalty, not a redirection. So the free kick for the Cardinals, but quickly turned around by Forest Lake. Centering pass broken up by Simmons Mensah. Skipped away from Dokniak. Rogers had it momentarily, but Dokniak able to pressure, and it's taken away by Jorgensen. Again, cleared up field by Simmons Mensah. Tomboy using his speed to come in and pressure, and he creates the turnover. Now the centering pass is behind Achi. Recovered by Rogers on the far side. Rogers touched it to where he thought Achi was going, but instead Achi broke back to a support position. And this one's cleared away out of bounds by Forest Lake.
Yeah, again, when Tomboy has the ball, anything can happen, and he can set players up because that coverage comes over to him. We've seen it all game so far, so you have to be able to know where number 10 is on the field at all times. So, I mean, that sets up opportunities for his teammates as well.
Well, it doesn't take long for the Cardinals to outplay their roster. We had Moise Madimba coming in, Begich returning, and we have number 34. Not on the roster. Do you have another roster, Shapiro? You got the MSHSL roster. Do they have another 34 on that one?
I don't have. Well, let's take a look. I do. I actually crumbled it up because I didn't think I'd be needing it.
See what happens when you assume things.
I should never do that, and that would be no.
No number 34 on that roster either. So we're going to call him Kirby Puckett for the time being. Or should we go with Walter Payton? Both famous number 34s.
Yeah, no question. Or maybe Andrew Sandejo. It's just a more little. Well, Kirby. I like Kirby the best of the 31st.
He's the local hero.
Yes, he is.
A one-touch attempt is wide for Nicholas Larson and out of play.
But I'm into football, so
I was gonna say Walter Payton, the best number 34 of all time.
No question.
To wear the jersey in American football. And of course, we've already determined that neither you or I has any type of soccer knowledge whatsoever. So to know a famous number 34 in the true game of football, we would have to consult some outside sources. We just don't have that time. We're live after all.
We are live after all, no question.
Well, the Cardinals at least got it down in sniffing distance of the Forest Lake net there, but then could not get it to someone who had a good look. And Forest Lake again able to get it back onto the Cardinal end of the field before it's knocked out of play.
Well, you know, how could we forget Nigel de Jong of the Netherlands wears number 34, and he's one of the better soccer players internationally. So how could we forget him? Nigel, I'm sorry. Well, shout out to you.
Goal kick Cardinals.
Gotta love Google.
Gotta love Google.
Couldn't have done that. Couldn't have done that 20 years ago.
Yeah, how do you know it wasn't off the top of my head? I couldn't even pronounce the guy's last name, but.
Dimitri Tkach back into the game for the Cardinals. His name we know.
Yes, we do.
So we're just going to call 34 Sweetness.
All right, that's okay. I'm all right with that. He may be all right with that too, I would imagine.
One of the better nicknames of all time as well. Again, more possession for Forest Lake. Cardinals have done okay at limiting their possession in great scoring spots and have not given them a lot of great looks and great scoring opportunities, but Forest Lake definitely has threatened here. And again, that was a relatively dangerous spot, but amounts to nothing as the shot kind of spun off the foot of Calder Eric and ends up another goal kick for the Cardinals. But, you know, first 10 minutes, we were talking about how good the Cardinals looked. They were holding on to possession. They were dominating the flow. They were dictating the tempo, all of those things, and how happy their coach must be with that start. And they do have that 1-0 lead, but the last 25 minutes or so have not been as good to them as we get into the final 5 of this first half.
Well, and as you know, in soccer, you just need one opportunity to either go up by 2 or have it tied at 1 before the break, as we see the time ticking away at 4:30 remaining.
And a few too many fouls, I would say, on both teams.
Yeah.
But obviously very early in the season. It's the opener for the Cardinals, just the second game of the year for Forest Lake. Rangers trying to erase that deficit. Ethan Niles on the free kick. Lynch heads it up, over, and out of play. It'll be a corner kick for Forest Lake. Their second, only the second for the contest, both for Forest Lake to this point. Their first one, they elected to just do a quick pass and try and build a formation. And wow, the refs got up and overturned it, and they are incorrect.
That's, you know, probably
corner kick would have been the proper call.
I would think so.
Clearly off the head of Alex Lynch, but instead it'll be a Cardinal goal kick, and
Cardinals will take it
for the home team. Lynch heads this along, gets it right back off the foot of Levitt, and now touches it ahead for Tomboy. Troubled there by Dokniak, and gets some support again from Alex Lynch. Lynch has had a real solid game for the Cardinals in the midfield. Near side, Mosier trying to tap it back for Begich, and that was deflected and now sent to back to the Cardinal end, where Haida will retreat in front of Larson and turn it around. Settled by Tkach near midfield, and they're going to say he got it with a hand.
Free kick Rangers.
Well, if this score ends at 1-0 at the break, I think both coaches will have some things to talk about, both positives and negatives going into the break. But I think Coach Thomas for Forest Lake feels that his team has had some opportunities, and then just even if he's just down 1-0, it's a great opportunity for them to come back in the second half.
Well, with that shot on goal from midfield, they are now even in shots on goal. They have a slight edge in shots attempted. I would say they have a slight edge in possession time in the attacking third. An opportunity, a shot and a goal, and we are all tied up. Rizzo sneaks behind and redirects past a charging LePage, And we are even right at 2 minutes remaining in the first half.
Well, you know, that's what can happen here in the game of soccer. It just doesn't take. It takes one quick opportunity, and Rizzo with the goal. So you're going to see Forest Lake put on the pressure, and it's LePage coming out. But was Rizzo able to push this one by him? Trying to cut down that angle, but a good shot to the far side of the net. Ties this up at 1, and that's a big boost for Forest Lake because, as you talked about, they played so well most of this first half, and they rewarded it towards the end with a tally and tied it up.
Well, and the Cardinals have to be scratching their heads a little bit as to what happened between the 10th and 11th minutes of this first half, because they controlled the early going of this match. They were in possession of the ball almost exclusively, and since, again, about that 10th or 11th minute, they just really haven't been able to touch the ball much at all, especially in the dangerous areas. And Begich maybe a little frustrated as he pressured the defender Jack Callahan, and gets called for the foul deep in the Forest Lake end.
Well, they just have to go back to what was working for them in that first 10 minutes. They have to find that opportunity again coming out in the second half.
Into the final minute of the first. Stopped up by Haida at the back end of the Cardinal defense. Gets it ahead to Sweetness. On the left side, Walter Payton playing it back to the middle for Sidney Achi. And now he finds Tomway on the left wing. Tomway trying to get around the corner and center, but Begich not deep enough to get to that cross. Mosier stops up the clearing attempt, overtaken by Oberholzer. And Oberholzer turns up on the near sideline. Double team comes over from Achi, and finally the foul called against Coon Rapids. That'll be their 10th of this first half. Quickly to Oberholzer. Trying to get it again to the goal scorer, and a big save in close off the foot of Rizzo at the final seconds.
Wow, you talk about an opportunity there taken away by LePage. And give Forest Lake credit, Joe. They've played really well, and there was a great opportunity for them to go up 2-1.
Forest Lake heating up. The Cardinals need to regroup as they hit the locker room. This one's tied at 1. You're watching Boys High School Soccer live on CTN.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
I'm a single mother, and I was the main one working, so I never thought that I could go back to school, you know. My sister, my mother, everybody wanted to help me with my kids. I could not have gotten my diploma without my family.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
The Cardinals Stadium. A good start for the home team in their season opener. They got on the board early, but Forest Lake, a great response through the majority of that first half. Get a late goal and even things up. Sidney Achi, strong shot to the far post, started the scoring in the 5th minute. But Forest Lake, who had provided the strong pressure for, again, the bulk of that half, Victor Rizzo gets him on the board exactly 2 minutes left. Rizzo then had a great opportunity in tight from about the same position in the final seconds. And LePage came up with a big save to keep this one tied at 1 apiece.
Yeah, and you look at the shots attempted and the shots on goal, and Forest Lake coming up back and doing a nice job of taking the lead here in that category in the first half. As you mentioned, a great opportunity to go up 2-1 at the end of the break, but now Cardinals going to have to regroup, talk about what those things worked for them early on, and go back to that as they start the second half.
We will take a break, and we will be back with that second half right after this. Again, you're watching live boys high school soccer on CTN.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
Got a quarter?
To Maddie. Congrats on paying off all those student loans.
Finally, right?
How'd you manage that anyway?
I started tracking my spending, changed a couple of habits.
Wow, I'm kind of living paycheck to paycheck right now. I don't even know how I'm doing it.
Well, have you tried saving a little?
I want to, but where's that money gonna come from? Bill collectors, they're the worst. Am I right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
Not home.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Did you know parking over tall, dry grass can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
So we were walking to school.
I started thinking about lunch. Mom packed me turkey and cheese.
She's
I really
smart.
want cheese pizza.
Sometimes her mind wanders.
We should have a sleepover.
I remember saying, Laura?
I think I heard Mom say something.
The sign says don't walk.
Sometimes it's so overwhelming.
I really hope she doesn't
I
have
really
another
hope I
bad
don't
day
have
at
another
school
bad day
today.
at school today.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
What are you, superheroes?
Just 4 brothers who hate bullies and love this city.
Gear up, guys.
The Coon Rapids Recycling Center can help you recycle all of your old appliances and electronics. From your old refrigerator to washers and dryers, we can help you recycle your appliances and keep them out of the waste stream, which is required by state law. When it comes to electronics, some fees may apply. Check our website for more details. The Coon Rapids Recycling Center, helping you recycle even more.
Green hat. Red hat. Oops. Red shirt. Blue shirt. Yellow shirt. Oops. Yellow pants. Red pants. Green pants. Oops.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund reading.
No.
Let me try. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out words.
Playing world music.
What?
I give up.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Back at the Cardinals Sports Complex, the inaugural event for the CTN crew for the 2017-2018 Coon Rapids High School sports season. And the Cardinals had that 1-0 lead and really looked good for the first 8 to 10 minutes of that first half. But Forest Lake controlling the balance of that period, finally found the equalizer with 2 minutes remaining. And so we start this second half with the score even at 2 apiece, or 1 apiece.
Well, the Cardinals have to find out a way to slow Forest Lake down a little bit and get some of that play back in the Forest Lake end.
Long ball to the corner. Haida will beat Oberholzer to it. Tried to turn to the sideline, taken back away by Oberholzer. Oh, and the foul called against Haida along the near side, and this will be a great opportunity for the Rangers. Rizzo, the goal scorer, who also had an outstanding opportunity in the waning seconds of that first half, will take the free kick, which will essentially be a corner kick from this spot. And he'll just go right at the keeper. LePage makes the save easily.
Yeah, not the attempt he wanted there at this situation, but right at LePage. I don't think he was going to fool him and catch him off guard.
A little too much on the pass there from Ornelas. Or no, that was Ethan Mosier along the far side. Stopped up by Haida. High boot from Alex Lynch. A battle, and it skips free to Sidney Achi. Achi challenged, but able to maintain control. A little too much pushing and shoving, and be another free kick for the Rangers.
Free kick Rangers.
Well, we saw we didn't see that, but the Rangers did put in 3 goals against Blaine, and most of their damage was done in that second half, so we'll see if they can continue to be a second half squad this season. It is definitely early.
Niles' boot was stopped up by the header of Ethan Mosier. Now Alex Lynch pushing it ahead for Begich, trying to cut back to the middle. Got it to Achi. Achi sidesteps some pressure. Long shot out, and it's up over the cage and out of play.
Well, good thought. Tried to loft that up over Lynn, but as you mentioned, a little bit too much of a boot.
Goal kick Rangers.
Niles the boot backing up is to Koch, but it's skips away from Larson. And now Tabwe had it taken off his foot by Shannon Levitt, who turns it upfield. That pass didn't click. Jared Haida turning away from Oberholzer, tried to get it to Wicklund. And then a nice diving save by Haida to get it back. Touched along by Simmons-Mensah, and Lynch gets it back from Mosier. Far side for Begich, quickly marked along the far side by Jonathan Vu, and Vu able to come away with it for Forest Lake. Played back toward the middle. Wicklund gets up, gets the head on it. To Koch, back near side for Lirum, and Lirum can't keep it in bounds. A throw in on the way for Forest Lake. Dokniak from just the Cardinal side of midfield bounces away from Jorgensen. The Cardinals control, at least momentarily. Broken up again by Vu. High ball played back into the Cardinal end. Wicklund waited for it to bounce. Knocked down by Oberholzer. Oberholzer sticks with it. Haida pressuring now. Back, a shot, a goal, and a lead for Forest Lake. The one-touch shot from Nicholas Larson in the 5th minute here of the second half.
Really a nice job setting up Larson for that goal, as the defenders kind of just stood flat-footed for a little bit, allowed him to get that open look. You need a little more pressure to the ball, but give Forest Lake credit. They're picking up where they left off in that first half, pressuring in the Cardinal end. You're going to see that nice job fighting through that opportunity, and then just a little give.
Well, and just too much room as Oberholzer does a great job. He's had a nice night so far. Does a great job of fighting off a couple of defenders and then finding Larson, and Larson just far too open in that spot of the field. Has a lot of net to shoot at, and he really found the very corner. So really no chance for the keeper LePage on that one.
No, and again, you saw defenders need to do a better job of making sure that they mark him and not let him have that kind of open look, because good soccer players are going to make you pay, and Larson definitely made the Cardinals pay for that look.
Mosier ahead to Begich. Will play it back now for Alex Lynch. Lynch cross field looking for Lirum. Quickly closing on defense was Dokniak, and he took a hard hit and went to the turf. Definitely did not win that collision with the Cardinal forward, Isaac Lirum.
On the Rangers definitely looking for payback from last year. Cardinals beat Forest Lake, 1-goal win for the Cardinals, and the Rangers looking to see if they can get some revenge here.
Possession stays with Forest Lake as they get across midfield. Little short throw into Oberholzer. He sprints around Lirum, kicking it to the corner, trying to find Larson. Broken up by Haida. Haida will play it ahead, but broken up by Levitt. Lynch back to help out on defense. Clears it away out of danger on the far side. Throw in coming from Jonathan Vu. Jorgensen tried to tap it back to him, and now the Rangers lose possession out of play. A throw in for the Cardinals.
It's soccer tradition in the Vu family. Jonathan's sister plays on the girls squad. Her name's Deja. I checked it. I didn't check the state website.
This one played ahead. Tomwin trying to get there first. A collision with Niles, who was cruising from a tough angle, and whistle will blow against the Cardinals.
And see, and that's a questionable call. Again, the Rangers doing a good job of just making sure they mark him and not let him get those free opportunities, because we know what he can do when he has a chance in the open.
Well, now the Cardinals in the position that the Rangers were about the same period of the first half. Is they're facing a team that's out possessing them, and a team that's controlling the speed, pace, and kind of dictating the play.
Yep.
Handball will give another free kick to the Rangers from a very dangerous spot. And the Cardinals have to respond, but again, like it was to the very final minutes of the first half, if the Cardinals can keep it close, then just one thing has to go their way. They're right back in this. But next goal will obviously be very big for this game. Victor Rizzo and Carter Tiesfeld behind the ball. Rizzo will blast with the left foot well up over the net. Out of play, goal kick for the Cardinals.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Joe. In soccer, you saw 2 minutes left. Forest Lake able to score in that half. And the Cardinals need that kind of opportunity as well. And you're just trailing now by a goal. Just a good break to see if they can tie this thing up. And it throws momentum back on their sideline.
Begich tripped up on the far side. And that'll give the Cardinals a free kick. Ethan Mosier. Try and get it to Tkach. Out-battled by Tiesfeld, who got it ahead. Trying to get it to Oberholzer. Stopped up by Haida. And Ornelas taps it ahead for Lirim. He can't get around Levitt, who plays it out of bounds.
Throw in Cardinals.
Sorry.
Ornelas trying to play it up the sideline and spun it out of bounds. A throw in for Forest Lake right in front of the Coon Rapids bench. Fanned on a little bit by Jorgensen. Levitt sliding to keep control. Tkach able to touch it back from Mosier for the Cardinals. Begich challenged by Vu, who comes away with it. Vu plays it ahead, but too far. Scooped up by LePage, who will just throw it back near side. Lirim with a lot of green around him at midfield. Tried to play it into the corner and give Tombwe an opportunity to get around the corner, but too much on it, and it's scooped up easily by Lynn at the other end.
Well, and you can see the Forest Lake players doing a better job of getting to the ball quicker than Coon Rapids, and that's why they've been successful here. Really the majority of this second half of the first half, and now here in the second half as well.
Throw in Rangers.
Mosier steps in, gets the steal for the Cardinals, but the Rangers able to take it right back. Scotch had a touch. And here come the Rangers again. A bump by Mosier will get him possession. Alex Lynch touching it along, pressured well by Levitt, who knocks it free. Tiefeld, again, too much on that one, trying to lead Oberholzer into the corner. This one thrown ahead. Lirim again trying to get it to the most dangerous weapon on the field for Coon Rapids, but Tombwe has had very few touches. He's been well marked by the defense for Forest Lake. Surprised Simmons Mensah kind of pulled Larson down there right in the middle of the field, and then quickly threw his hands up as if to say, I didn't do anything.
Wasn't me.
He got away with it.
Hey, as long as you get away with it.
See a lot of that on both sides of the ball really early in the season, where guys clearly not quite on the same page. Passes going opposite direction of where the intended target is, and we've seen that on both ends of the field from both teams early on. Hachi moves it to the near side. Stepping in to break up the pass was Jacob Dochniak. Hachi slides and plays it out of bounds. Haida stepping up. Gets it to Tkach, ahead for Achi. Jorgensen boot toward the middle, just missed the header for Larson. Cardinals able to turn it around, and now we have a little too much clutching and grabbing on the part of Forest Lake.
Free kick, Cardinals.
Just shy of 12 minutes into this second half. Forest Lake now a 2-1 lead on the goal by Larson in the 5th minute of this second half. Begich trying to cut back across, looking for some room. Gets it free, a left-footed shot and a goal for Alex Lynch.
Boy, I'll tell you, and that's a big one for Coon Rapids, because now that all of a sudden they've got a little more confidence after being outplayed here in the last number of quite a handful of minutes. That was a big one.
Almir Begich, another good setup. Again, it's his footwork and his possession in deep draws defenders, and he's able to find Lynch, who has a little bit of room. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys focused on what he's doing. And again, the same as we saw in the Forest Lake go-ahead goal early in this first half. You can't leave a good scorer in that spot with that much room. And because when the ball comes to him, he will make you pay. And Alex Lynch definitely is someone you can't leave in a dangerous area. He will capitalize on those opportunities more often than not. Here's an opportunity for Forest Lake. A good aggressive play by LePage, though, to come out and get to that one and clear it away in front of Larson, who is trying to give his team a lead for the second time here in the second half.
Well, let's see if the intensity picks up for Coon Rapids after that goal. You have to feel pretty good about themselves here, tying it up at 2. And we'll see if some of that play from early on in that first half reappears.
Stain Rogers, good intensity, creating the pressure that led to the foul near midfield. Handling the boot will be Mohamed Jasinek. Vu the first to get ahead on it for Forest Lake. Jasinek comes back and plays it over for Ethan Mosier. Defense coming. He'll play it back to the middle. Achi trying to settle. Kind of rolled up his arm. It'll be called for a handball.
Free kick, Rangers.
Rangers like to shift in threes, sending out their next group of substitutes. Schmidt, Eric, and Callahan all ready to come in at the next opportunity. Mosier plays it ahead. Achi moved it to where Tombway could get it, and now here's Rogers on the left side with some room. Tried to cross it back. It bounced around. And now played out near center field. Getting to it is Oberholzer. Back to Larson, a lot of room, charging his Page. He makes the save, but he was offside. So it will be a Cardinal free kick.
Again, you see him coming in and getting a good break behind the defense. And even though he was offside, another opportunity.
LePage doing a great job of being aggressive and coming out to challenge, and he did come up with the save.
Well, I think you have to be. You want to be aggressive. You don't get too aggressive, but you want to be able to cut those angles down if you can.
He's got to.
Yeah.
That opportunity, and the Cardinals a little too much on it again, and one hops out of bounds on the far side. Just over 15 minutes now into this second half. We're all tied at 2.
Now entering the game for the Rangers, number 13, Trevor Schmidt. Number 26, Calder Aaron.
I haven't mentioned until now, but it seems the proper time that Mike Burlingame is indeed a member of the crew.
We put it out there
today in the truck, and still a lot of time.
Yeah, plenty of time.
But a tie score at this point. We could very well get some bonus soccer in the inaugural broadcast for the season here.
Well, if that's the case, he needs to run and get us some food. If this goes into extra time, maybe just order that pizza up right now, Burlingame. Bring it to the truck, and then because of that, you just can bring some up to us in the booth. I don't hear anything from the truck, so they're probably not listening to me as normal.
Rangers
they're on it.
Putting numbers down on that front end line. This shot is well wide for Trevor Schmidt, but they're attacking 4 strong. They don't want to see it go to extra period.
Neither team does, I think. Obviously, they want to come away with the win. Cardinals would love to get that first win of the season in their opener, and Forest Lake obviously would like to go into next week at 2-0.
Played back and forth at midfield. Schmidt pushes it to the far corner to create a foot race, and Simmons-Mensa will just let it go out of bounds. Moser quickly throws it in to Alex Lynch and now gets it back. Into the middle, kind of skipped away from Jasinek and recovered by Tombwe. Far side, Moser at midfield. His pass broken up, sent back toward the far sideline. It'll be kept in over there by Caleb Eric. His pass broken up by Lynch. And Lynch will play it to space on the near side where there's plenty of room for Ornelas to come in. Hands it off for Stain Rogers. Rogers back to the center of the field. Begich battling for that 50-50 ball and then getting it to Achi, and Achi can't get it through the traffic. It's cleared away. Jared Haida knocks it down with the header and right at the midfield stripe. Lynch will play it back near side for Ornelas. That pass doesn't click. Taken away now by Shannon Levitt and turned upfield for Forest Lake. And there's Schmidt along boot. Haida with position on Oberholzer. And will come away with it as Oberholzer hits the turf. No whistle blows. The clearing attempt was knocked down, but out of bounds off of Carter Teesfeld, and it'll be a Cardinal throw-in. Jasinek turns with it. His pass attempt broken up by Levitt. Lynch with possession. Looking for his support. Goes cross field for Moser, who settles and now pushes it ahead for Achi. Achi challenged, had it taken away by Beecher and turned up into the Cardinal end. Jasinek, one touch for Ornelas, looking to get it ahead for Rogers, and now the foot race with Tombwe. Getting to it in the corner, has shot a lot on it, but well out of play. Not the angle he was looking for sure.
Well, his eyes got wide as he saw that opportunity to try and push it to that far side of the net. And great move here to get around the defender, and he looked to try and put it, didn't get on what he wanted on that kick.
See, and why is this okay? First they were lining up as if to make it a goal kick, but that one clearly spun and went out the far sideline.
They corrected it.
So not at all the shot that Gael Tombwe was hoping for. As we approach the midway point of this second half, a 2-2 game here in the Cardinals season opener.
So I'm up to actually $70.
Tajon Simmons-Mensa breaks things up on the far side. Moser plays it back to Ornelas into the middle. Headed along by Tombwe. Rangers get numbers, and that one's out off of Rogers. So a throw in for Forest Lake.
I think so.
Oberholzer cuts back to get some room against Ornelas. Ornelas slides and can't take it away. Jasinek comes and gets the steal. His pass off of the referee. Teesfeld back into the corner. A race for Rizzo and Moser. Rizzo goes down. Moser plays it out off of Rizzo, and gets the Cardinals to throw it.
No, smart play by Mosier. Didn't have much room to negotiate there and able to get it off Rizzo and keep the ball in their possession.
Mosier taking his time. The throw a little high for Begich, went off of the Rangers and right back out of bounds. Throws to the middle for Haida this time. Haida challenged it. Wow. Okay, I thought they were going to let that go for a minute.
I mean, it was
I didn't hear
obvious.
the whistle, but a good body check there by Calder Eric, putting Jared Haida on the turf.
Yeah, you'll see it again here. Watch Calder Eric come in and just shoulder him to the ground.
Wonder if he plays hockey. It's good, solid form.
That
Kept
is,
the elbow
absolutely.
in. Uh-oh. That one cleared back, and LePage tried to get rid of it, and it went off of Eric, and
he throws it right.
Fortunately did not go back toward the net.
Oh, no, that's that's got to be called.
Haida throws his hand. What?
What? Not me.
What did I do?
I wasn't even there. I wasn't even on the ball. Yeah, just a little bit of push.
Extending the arm there.
Yeah, you're going to get called up.
You get it every time, and this is a dangerous, dangerous spot.
It's misting a little bit, so we've got that rain coming down here as we're under halfway through this second half.
Victor Rizzo will look at a two-man wall. Again, from this spot last time, they had one very similar spot for their free kick, and rather than look out front, they went right at the net, and this time they were thinking the same thing, try and catch the keeper cheating towards that pass to the back post, and instead it's out the end line and a goal kick for Andrew LePage. Tomway at it, knocked free by Niles. Oberholzer battling there with Ornelas, and he hits the turf, and they just quickly go right back to play with a quick kick. Played ahead, that's Rizzo on the far side, trying to cross out front, a chance and a goal for Carter Teesfeld, deflecting it out front.
Again, you just need that one little opportunity, and Forest Lake again makes the Cardinals pay. They get that opportunity, they get the goal. Cardinals really, I think, outplaying here in the last number of minutes the Rangers, but nonetheless, just takes that little bit of an opening, and Teesfeld makes him pay.
Great cross there from Victor Rizzo.
Yeah, just redirect.
And again, can't let that come across.
No, defense not doing what they need to do.
An easy play for Carter Teesfeld. And it has put Forest Lake back in front 3-2 now with just over 16 minutes left in the second half. Achi comes back to take it back for Coon Rapids, but his pass is thwarted, and now getting around the corner was Trevor Schmidt, getting it ahead to Oberholzer. Oberholzer tied up there with Ornelas along the sidelines, able to keep control, now trying to come back and got mugged a little bit.
A little bit.
I think we got a card coming.
Have something away from the ball. I'm not sure if it was a reaction to the final call, but a warning being given to Carter Teesfeld, who had that go-ahead goal just moments ago. Lynch able to get ahead on the ball. Tomway trying to touch it ahead for Achi. Redirected by Forest Lake. Rogers gets it to Tomway. Tomway turns and marked closely again by Jacob Dochniak. Plays it back. Haida ahead for Achi, but that's broken up there by Jack Callahan. Moser at midfield for Lynch. Ahead to Jasinek. He is tripped up, but no whistle as the sliding defender, Trevor Schmidt, got the ball first. Rizzo, long clear into the Cardinal end. A foot race, and Simmons-Mensah not winning said foot race. Great challenge on the ball by Calder Eric. And it's out the end line off the Cardinals, and a corner kick coming up for Forest Lake.
It was a big defensive situation here for Coon Rapids on this upcoming corner kick.
Just the second corner kick of the contest, both for Forest Lake. First one, they decided to pass to the man along the sidelines and try and build an attack off of the possession. See if they go with that again as Oberholzer is over there, but no, they serve to the back post. The redirection was made by Dochniak, and a good effort, but Haida redirects it out of play on the near side.
There you see the upcoming opportunity there. Good
effort by Dochniak to get around the corner on Rogers, but Haida is there to get it out of danger. Throw in will bounce to LePage as they continue to get pressure in. Calder Eric was pressuring just in front of the Cardinal keeper, and another possession thrown away out of bounds.
Throw in Rangers.
Weather not ideal, nor has the play been for the Cardinals, but it's been solid. They definitely a lot that they can be happy with that they've seen in this first contest of the year, but they'd like to be on the winning end.
Yeah,
still plenty of time.
There's plenty of time, and there's a lot of positives that they take from this contest, but there are some negatives too, and we'll talk about that when we wrap things up. But hopefully, as you mentioned, plenty of time left, and it just takes one quick opportunity to tie this thing up for Coon Rapids.
Levitt moves it ahead, now gets it back from Rizzo. He's watched by Lynch. Back for Jordan Oberholzer, who has been very strong for Forest Lake. Long shot in, and that's a pretty easy save for the Cardinal netminder. Again, Forest Lake getting numbers back to the defensive end quickly and just stopping the Cardinals' momentum in the top part of their defensive zone. That's what Coon Rapids was doing early in the first half, and then again for a bit here in the second. That was just so effective for them, but for the most part has been what the Rangers have done well for more of the contest is just keep them from getting any momentum toward the goal and get some good possession and some good looks at the offensive end.
Well, when I was talking to Coach Thomas yesterday, he said, really that back half of his squad is going to be a strength for them this season. Looking at that defensive effort from Forest Lake, and we talked about missing their two captains. When those two young men come back, it's going to bring a little more added strength to this roster. But you have to be impressed with the way they've played, and they've capitalized on the opportunities they've received.
Mosier heads this one out, and it's going to be out the end line, so another corner kick opportunity for Forest Lake as we tick ever closer to the 10-minute mark. Forest Lake trailed 1-0, tied it before the half, and then had a 2-1 lead. And after Coon Rapids tied, they have taken the lead once more on the goal from Tiesfeld just a few minutes ago. That one redirected by Rizzo, but not the angle he wanted. Right out the end line, out of play, goal kick, Coon Rapids. Victor Rizzo has had a nice game too, a goal and an assist. He had the first tally of the game, had another great scoring opportunity in the final seconds of that first half, and a great setup with on the net on the Tiesfeld goal that has Forest Lake in front 3-2 here in the final 10.
Isaac Liram back in the action for Coon Rapids. He checks in for Stain Rogers.
A lot of hand checking there, but Orlensky able to get possession for the Cardinals, and Liram can't keep it in on the near sideline.
Well, the one thing now trailing 3-2, you want to see this effort and this intensity again pick up for Coon Rapids. They're going to have to pressure. They know still plenty of time, as you talked about, a little over 9 minutes, but they have to have that intensity if they want to tie this thing up.
Throw in from Schmidt, stopped up by Jared Haida, and then he was knocked off the ball by Calder Eric, and the whistle blows. Free kick for the Cardinals.
Free kick Cardinals.
Cameroon, mark up.
Into the middle, it's knocked down there by Teesfeld. Back for Ornelas. His pass skips away from Liram, out of bounds. Forest Lake with a throw in.
Throw in Rangers.
One bounced behind Calder Eric. Recovered by Simmons Mensah. He'll play it back to LePage, who has to come out of his box and get it back to his defender. Ornelas along the near sideline. Tried to get it into the middle, stopped up by Oberholzer, who tried to climb over the top of him, and that will drive, that'll get the whistle.
Yeah.
Free kick Cardinals.
You can't do that.
You can't do that.
You can't.
You can't go.
You can't just grab the
guy's
guy's
shoulders. You can't go through him or over the top of him.
You can't just grab the guy's shoulders and throw him aside.
Get out of the way.
I mean, who am I to give suggestions to about the sport that is the most popular spectator sport in the world?
Absolutely.
But, you know, if they could get away with a little bit more of that. You know, where do you draw the line? I know it's a question, but could you imagine like really full contact soccer?
You have a little more equipment. You'd have to have a little more equipment going.
Well, maybe
more protection.
Maybe not. It all depends again on where you draw the line, but let them push and shove and throw each other out of the way.
Oh yeah, you're a hockey guy. You don't care. That's your deal.
To me, it would add something. Not a lot on that shot for Amachi, and a pretty easy save for Lynn. I think he was hoping to just get it ahead to one of the teammates he had in front of him, including Gael Tomboy. This one settled by Lynch. Can't get it to Begich. Turned around by the Rangers. Stopped up again by Lynch, out of bounds.
Rain started again a little bit. Umbrella's coming out here at the stadium.
Again, 3 new substitutions for the Rangers, keeping some fresh legs on the field as they now try to protect a lead through the late stages of a game. Remember, the Rangers off that 3-1 win over Blaine on Thursday. They would love a team that only had 1 win last year. They would love to start this year out 2-0, and they just have to keep on keeping on here for the next 5 to 6 minutes. Cardinals wanted a foul there as Liram went down hard, but referee's discretion that he had turned himself around and just kind of tangled himself up, and that it was not at the fault of the defender, who was Jacob Dockniak.
Yeah, and he took a hard fall to the turf.
But again, just because you fall hard to the turf does not mean it's the opponent's fault.
Nope, not every time.
And that was the determination. Throw in for the Cardinals. Begich in for Lynch. Lynch tied this one up in the 13th minute of this second half. Love to help even the score again. Here's Begich. He's been outstanding at the setups. There's a shot by his own. I'm not sure if that went off of. No, it did not go off a Forest Lake player. So
that was a little wide.
Will be a goal kick.
See it again in a good opportunity there for Begich. Just a little wide.
Well, he's been really good at drawing defenders and playing with it in tight quarters. He has assists on both Coon Rapids goals. This time not meant to be. Here's Begich with it again, trying to get around Vu.
He was held.
And he was held a little bit, and a free kick coming up for the Cardinals in a good spot. Just over 4 minutes remaining in the half. Lynch will take this one. Lynch pokes it over the top. Tombway headed it back to the corner. Vu first one there. He clears it out of danger. Throw in from Simmons Mensah right to Alex Lynch. Lynch trying to get around a defender and now spins back to his right. Looking for help. Will keep control. Gets around Vu. Vu sliding and gets it out of play. Another throw in for the Cardinals. Throw into Begich, knocked it down, challenged immediately by Vu. Lynch comes in, gets the steal, plays it toward the middle, comes through to Lirum. Lirum can't get anything on that shot, and the sliding save by Gunnar Lind.
Yeah, it took a little time for Lirum to get that ball controlled on his foot, and by that time the defense came over and gave him some trouble. Gael right there in front of the net looking for any opportunities at a rebound, a missed save by Lynn.
Larson in deep, cuts back across, has an opportunity. That one got too far away from him. Simmons Mensah there to break it up. Lynch back to the near side where Lirum will settle. Tried to move it ahead a little bit too far. It comes right back to him off the foot of Ethan Niles. Tkach gets it to Achi. Achi trying to set up Begich in the corner, and again, a little too much on it and a little too much spin. It's out of play, and it'll be a Forest Lake throw-in.
And we'll see Forest Lake take their time getting this ball in with under 2:30 remaining in the 3-2 lead. They want the clock to be their friend and see as much time taken off of it.
Vu clears it. Jasinek trying to get to it for the Cardinals. Plays it back to the near side. Out of reach for Lirum, out of bounds. Yeah, they certainly don't need to be in any hurry to get the throw in. Could even make a change or two.
Yep.
This one out of off of Tkach right in front of the Cardinal bench. Yeah, the urgency needs to be there for the Cardinals. Another one lost out of bounds. Wicklund really no pressure, and you saw him immediately kind of frustrated with himself. He knew that he had time to settle that one easier and get possession back for his team. Wicklund just lets it go out the end line. It'll be a goal kick for the Cardinals. Under 90 seconds remaining. Forest Lake on the verge of a 2-0 start to the season. Have a 3-2 lead here.
Why is Mosher all the way outside?
Cardinals trying to work their way back upfield. This one played back in on net. Easy scoop for LePage. Thrown near side and out of the reach of Lirum as we're under a minute remaining. And the Cardinals got to care for the ball and better job with possession, especially in these critical situations. That one's over everybody's head. LePage will get it. Needs to get it upfield quickly. Good boot. Stopped up by Spencer Beecher. Rizzo forcing the action back into the Cardinal end. Get tangled up with Moser. Simmons Mensah plays it to the back corner. It will end up out of bounds. A throw in for Forest Lake. Down to 15 seconds remaining.
10, 9, 8.
Under 10, Moser
6.
Can't get through, booted away, and that'll do it. The Rangers will hold on for a 3-2 win.
Now, tough loss for Coon Rapids. You know, you can take the positives out of here. They played well at times, but I think they lacked some intensity, I think they let Forest Lake outwork them a little bit in this contest. So, other than that, you know, you take some positives out. You scored a couple of goals. You did look good in definitely in portions of the game, and you work on that, Joe, and you bring it to your next contest.
Well, the Cardinals had the early lead. Forest Lake tied it up late in the first half. Second half, they refused to surrender. They took their first lead in the 5th minute of this second half. Good one-touch shot from Nicholas Larson to the far side upper corner. Gave the Rangers their first lead of the game. Cardinals able to recover. Alex Lynch gets his first goal of the year on another nice setup from Almir Begic. He had a pair of assists in the game, but just a great cross from Rizzo was redirected to the back of the net by Tiesfeld. That came with 16 plus minutes to play. And from there, the Rangers able to hold on. And you mentioned it, some good things for the Cardinals here in Game 1, but they relinquished possession a little bit too easily and maybe did not pressure quite enough, allowing Forest Lake to be real comfortable with the ball for large portions of that game. Contest.
Yeah, no question about it, and they'll look to rebound. Again, it's just the first game of the year. They offensively they had some things going for themselves. Defensively, they played well at times as well. So just a matter of tightening those things up.
So just our first game of the year, but we are ready for the full schedule to come at us. We've got the football season opener coming up next week at Chaska, as the Cardinal football team takes on a whole new schedule. Should be real interesting to see. They open the schedule at Chaska on Thursday. That will be live at 7 o'clock. We'll see boys and girls soccer teams back here against Anoka on Tuesday the 5th, the first day of school. And then we will have football coming up for you again at Forest Lake on the 8th. So a couple of new opponents and a couple of longer road trips to start the season for the football squad, and we will have every minute of it here for you on CTN. But that'll do it for this edition of CTN Sports. Again, the final score from the sports complex, it's Forest Lake 3, Coon Rapids 2. Want to thank everybody out there for joining us, continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including the one and only Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young, saying goodnight.